Welcome to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the big butch manly movie podcast that women want to be and men want to be with. I'm Andrew Wheeler.
And I'm Shane Holland.
This is our effort to cast the next James Bond using a tier list system. We're recording this episode close to release in the hopes that they don't announce the new James Bond in the days between recording and releasing, because it could happen any day. Any day.
Honestly, well, it could be tomorrow, or it could be a year from now, or it might never happen again.
It might never happen. Yeah, who knows what Amazon is up to, how long they're going to take, but they want to get their money back, so they probably are pushing it. So yeah, any day now they're going to say it's Aaron Taylor-Johnson, or it's not Aaron Taylor-Johnson. So we have taken all the most plausible candidates, all the people that the bookies are mentioning, plus a few of our own favorites, and put them in a tier list, and we will decide who should be the next James Bond out of those 60-something candidates. So I guess we better get going. The house rules here are we do not crowd out the S tier, the top tier. It's S for a reason, which means it cannot be top heavy. The second thing is we both get to move one person, two spaces, or two people, one space at the end of the list so that we can resolve any tensions, any disagreements that way.
Or start
The tiers this time around, the S tier is Bond, James Bond. Makes sense. Perfect person for the job.
Yeah.
The second tier, the A tier, is the other fellow. They'd be fine. We'd accept them. I mean, we have no choice. But
I mean, give them a little more credit, because that's the A tier.
Yeah, sorry. We'd be very happy with this person, I guess is what I should say. We would be very happy. It's not our first choice, but it's a top tier choice. Hire me or fire me is the B tier. That's, okay. Yeah, don't hate it.
Makes sense.
You've had your six as a special necessity tier of could have been good, but we're looking for a 15-year commitment, and we're going with the younger actor at this point.
Oh, God. Knife in the heart.
Maybe you could be a Bond villain, or M. Oh, that's real generational trauma. The D tier, see if I can remember how the alphabet goes. The D tier is I wouldn't be very good at my job. And the E tier, particularly shocking for just an absolutely awful choice. Just completely miscast. Not that they were a bad performer necessarily, but a shocking choice.
I have a feeling that, you and I are pretty aligned about what we want our next James Bond to be. But there's definitely going to be some discrepancies in that mushy middle, for sure.
Yeah, I should think so. We should talk a little bit about criteria here. The candidates are all male and all from the Commonwealth. These are things that Barbara Broccoli said were prerequisites, and they are things that Amazon has restated, or sources close to Amazon have confirmed that they are looking for male and Commonwealth. People of any ethnic or race background are fine, so long as they're Commonwealth, and they're ideally looking for, well, again, this was Barbara Broccoli was looking for someone in their 30s. So anyone born more than 40 years ago is probably out of the running. Amazon
I still
is
have
probably
a
going to stick
chance.
to that.
I still have a chance.
Just cling to that belief. Yeah, I might get to be him. We have looked. We've put the ages on our cheat sheet so we know how old people are. But sometimes someone can be a young 40 and someone can be an old 40. Just look at the Republican Party.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're young. Evil makes you old. So yeah, those are the rules. Anything else I need to go over?
Wow, that's pretty exhaustive.
I feel like there was. It's pretty exhaustive. Yeah, we're assuming a 15-year commitment for whoever gets the gig, although that's not our requirement.
No.
We both said that we'd be happy for one-off bonds to be a thing.
And that's where that great you've had your 6 tier is going to come in strong.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance. Okay, so they're in alphabetical order by surname because that seemed the fairest way to do it. So we're going to start with Mr. Riz Ahmed, who is best known for The Sound of Metal and is right in the perfect age bracket. English actor Riz Ahmed, Oscar nominated, not Oscar winner. has been in a Star Wars film. How do we feel?
I like him. I really like him. I don't know if he's the next James Bond for me, but I think he belongs up there. Maybe I would say the other fellow here would be perfect for him.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, the other fellow, maybe hire me or fire me, but I think he'd actually be very good. He just wouldn't be a first choice for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect.
Joe Alwyn, who is best known for being Taylor Swift's ex. Sorry, Joe, but you know it's true. But is a very talented, handsome actor, was in The Favourite. It's very blonde twunk vibes. I'm thinking hire me or fire me.
I was going to say definitely not a Riz Ahmed. Hire me or fire me seems right.
He's fine. No one's looking at him, I don't think, in any serious capacity, which means they'll cast him tomorrow and this whole episode will be ruined. Jacob Anderson from Interview with the Vampire and Game of Thrones, who I personally love with all my heart. I think he is so good, so charming. His performance in Interview with the Vampire is top tier. Is he Bond?
He's incredible. And honestly, I would be super happy to see him as James Bond. Is he Bond? Is he going to be our first Bond James Bond, Andrew?
I think he's bubbling just under that. I don't think he's... I would love him, though. I mean, I do love him. And I think he's so much more versatile than people. Like, he has a bit of a soft boy look to him. Mm-hmm. But he's played, like, scary dudes. And he's as a musician, as a rapper and artist, he is capable of spitting fires. He's also the first Bond that could perform his own track.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? That would be incredible. Honestly, I think I'm happy to put him right at the top. We can shuffle things around if it turns out the top is getting like way too heavy. But if we're both behind him, then...
That's fair. Let's talk about this one. Shane, do you want to start?
I know what you're going to say. I love Johnny Bailey.
You know what I'm going to say.
I think he's really fun, and I think he's beautiful. Is he Bond for me? I think he is also definitely, if not top tier for me, then right below it. But I feel like no matter what I say, he's going to end up as James Bond because of your unending, undying love for him.
I do think having an openly gay actor playing James Bond would be amazing, because it would help queer the character further. It would give a lot of people heart attacks who,
deserve to have them.
Happy to lose. So, and he's so good. Like, he's such a phenomenal actor. He's chameleonic for someone that looks so beautiful. So I think he'd be amazing. Yeah, I'm putting him in Bond, James Bond, and we can.
Okay, great.
If we have to.
I'm not going to fight you too much on that. He really is a great choice.
Kingsley Ben-Adir, who unfortunately is maybe best known from Secret Invasion or the Bob Marley biopic, One Love, I think it was called. Phenomenal stage actor, primarily. He's not like hugely well known yet. He was in Barbie as well.
He's got such a baby face. I cannot see him. Even with a beard, he looks like a child. Unfortunately, I'm going to say I wouldn't be very good at my job. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to this man, but it's not about you. It's about me.
I'm gonna go with it. I don't have strong feelings, but yeah, he wasn't going to get above Daniel Fine for me. Okay, John Boyega. I have wanted this man. He's got the initials, first of all.
Yes.
I've wanted to see him in the Bond universe from the first time. Well, not the first time I saw him on screen, because that was Attack the Block and he was a child. Well, he was
a child.
But he was playing a child. But yeah, when he went Star Wars full global superstar, it was such a wonderful thing to see this incredible actor being so lauded, and then to see him being still so outspoken and committed to his craft. And that's why I've said in the past, they probably wouldn't hire him because he's too mouthy in the best way. But if they did go for this, I would be the happiest soldier. What do you think, Shane?
I totally agree. I also fell in love with him in Attack of the Block, and I am a huge Star Wars fan. I don't know if you can see the poster behind me, but there are two. And Yeah, he is so incredible in those movies. I am still shipping the Finpo romance. And I think he would make a great James Bond. And we already know there's great cross-pollination between James Bond and Star Wars. So this would just be like fitting in with a grand tradition. Is he Bond James Bond, or is he the other fellow for us? I feel like his name is way too big to actually become James Bond.
That may be true. And yeah, there is. I mean, I don't want to pre-disqualify him because I'm worried about what the studio would do. That's a bad reason to do it. And I also don't want to pre-disqualify him from the top tier just because the top tier is already the most crowded tier. I would say Bond James Bond, but if you say the other fellow, we can go down.
I was also leaning towards Bond James Bond, so
all right. We've got to start filling those other rows, or we're going to have to
here we go. This is going to work out well, though.
Henry Cavill.
Beautiful man. Never going to get the job at this point. You've had your 6. I love Henry Cavill.
Love him. He has played Bond-adjacent roles multiple times. Man from U.N.C.L.E., Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, where he played the inspiration for James Bond. Argyle, where he played a fictional spy in a book. Like, he has danced around the role so many times. He's very busy now with Warhammer and Voltron and Highlander. Like, the boy loves a franchise. Also, Mission Impossible X, whatever. Like, he played a spy role in that as well. Hot, sexy,
everything but James Bond.
Everything but James Bond. He's going to go down in history with, spoiler, Idris Elba as, like, should have been, could have been, never was.
Yep.
So, yeah, you've had your 6, Henry. Harris Dickinson.
No.
Are you saying wouldn't be very good?
I'm saying I don't want to see that happen.
You're not? Are you saying positively shocking?
Positively shocking.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry.
I will defer to you. I like Harris Dickinson. I don't think he's right for it, but I think he's lovely.
Yeah.
Sope Dirisu, who is probably one of the less well-known names on this list.
I was going to say, who is this man?
He's in Mr. Malcolm's List, which was a movie that came out a little while ago. He was in the Huntsman movies with Chris Hemsworth years ago. Like, wow. He's a very well-respected actor, but I would say he's at the high end age-wise. No, actually, he's right in the pocket. He's just, this fuzzy photo is not doing him favors age-wise, I guess. I don't think
I'm going to defer to you just because I don't know his body of work.
I think I'm going to put him in Hire Me or Fire Me. He's very good. He's very talented. He's not particularly well known, and that actually works in his favor. But I also don't think he's high on any lists.
Okay.
Thomas Doherty. We have talked about Thomas Doherty, you and I, in the past. He has the vibe of a young Sean Connery.
Definitely.
The look of a young Sean Connery. He was in The Invitation, a movie where he played a vampire or vampire-adjacent character. He is young, maybe a year or two too young for what they're going for, but actually as the years scrape by, it seems like he's right in the pocket. So what do we think?
They're just waiting. Yeah. Oh, I love Thomas Doherty. I could stare into those piercing eyes all day. I am hesitant to add another person to James Bond tier, but I want to. I would be okay with the other fellow category just because he's a bit young.
I think the other fellow, also I don't think he's like, again, he's not big, which works in his favor, but he's maybe not quite big enough. Like he'd maybe not quite reached the level of being the obscure choice yet.
Yeah.
That's a really mean thing to say. Also, I just feel sad for Riz Ahmed being on his own in that second tier.
Give those two lovely boys something to look at.
Jamie Dornan, best known, I think we all agree, for Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, the comedy classic.
And nothing else. He's done nothing else nothing else of note. I love this man.
He does great. I mean, the Barb and Star thing is like the reveal that he's so funny was so good. How can you be that pretty and be that funny?
It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. But he's not. I think he's past it now. I say lovingly.
He's 40,
within the
right?
criteria. Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, is that really a you've had your 6? I guess so. I guess that is what that tier is for. That's too bad. And both of the people in this tier would be great. And I love, but unfortunately, the timing's just not right anymore.
Yeah, he's 42, 43, in fact. So.
Wow.
He was probably 40 last time we did casting the next James Bond exercise, which was probably 2 years.
Oh my God.
That was on the audio podcast. You're not missing a video, folks.
Dying.
Ted Lasso star Phil Dunster. I'm going to say, again, people haven't been talking about him, which is weird because he kind of looks like a book James Bond to me.
He does. I mean, I like him on that show, but honestly, to me, he's never screamed James Bond. So
Right.
This might be a hire me or fire me situation. I think he'd probably be very good, but I'd even be okay adding him to the I wouldn't be very good at my job list.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Okay.
All right. I think this is one of your boys in the grand scheme of things. Taron Egerton.
I mean, I love Taron Egerton too. He's so pretty. He's so gay. I don't know. That's speculation. As time
Not
goes
asking
on,
anyone, we don't know.
no, I'm sorry. Like in my head canon, he is, but in reality, as time goes on, I once would have said he was James Bond for me. He's slipping down the ranks a bit. I would actually be fine, hire me or fire me. I don't think he's necessarily the Bond type anymore.
Yeah, I think Kingsman being one of those big anti-Bond franchises, it would just feel a bit odd to slot him in. I would have gone as far as I wouldn't be very good at my job for that reason. That seems cruel to do to someone you're so fond of.
Thank you.
He is lovely. But this is a you've had your six for sure. Chiwetel Ejiofor, phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
I think was hotly tipped for a while, but is I think much too old to cast for. And again, no one is too old specifically for the criteria of this.
This is hurting my ego a lot, this exercise. But yes, you've had your six.
Liam Neeson is still a plausible action star in his 70s, so it's not about that. It's about the role. And the patron saint.
Speaking of, I mean, yeah, this man had his chance and wasn't given it, and the time has passed. Sorry, Idris.
Jacob Elordi. Any words, Shane? I can't edit silences.
There are so many white boys that look similar on this list, and Jacob Elordi is among them.
He's tall, he's Australian, and that hasn't worked out great in the past for Bond.
Yeah, that's too bad.
The movie was great.
One of the best.
I don't think he would be good at it. And again, this doesn't mean he's a bad actor. It just means that he doesn't feel like the vibe, to my mind.
Agreed. I wouldn't be very good at my job, indeed.
Paapa Essiedu, probably best known for the show The Lazarus Project, but he's been in a few other things of note, including Black Mirror, where he played the demon in Demon 76, I think it was called. I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that. This is a hire me or fire me situation. He's great. I just don't know if I'm feeling strongly one way or another about him.
Okay. I'm going to say I would like to bump him up to the other fellow. I think he would be tremendously good because he can do action really well. I would not be surprised if his name is in the mix for real versus some of these other guys. And I think it would be a strong choice. Oh, here's another one of your favorites, Luke Evans. You love those Welsh boys. Is that why you love me so much?
Honestly, yeah, I do love a Welsh boy. Unfortunately for Luke Evans, you've had your six. He is aging out of the role just barely.
What a great M or villain he would be.
Ooh, yeah. Or Bond boy. Give me an older Bond boy.
Older Bond boy, the Monica Bellucci of boys.
Yeah.
Jacob Fortune-Lloyd, I don't know how well you know this actor. He was in The Queen's Gambit, one of the rivals in that show. He was also in the show Bodies, which was on Netflix, playing one of the that's a time-tossed detective characters. He's very good in period. He has the face for period. If we were casting period Bond, he's my current choice.
I agree, and I have seen both of those things, and I do like him in both of those things. And yeah, I think he fits a very specific period type of Bond picture. So for that
Yeah.
reason, I'm going to say The Other Fellow.
I think that's a good choice. Like, he's great for doing like a one-off period Bond movie, or even like a period Bond TV show. He would be the top pick because he does have that dangerous edge. He really, like, he can be seductive and charming, but he also can be a bit scary. And I think that's perfect.
Yeah, very brutal. Love it.
One of the most beautiful men in the world, Fabian Frankel.
Yes. I don't know. He has a bit of a dead-eyed stare to me in this picture.
I think when you
What's
reach a
he
certain
been
level
in?
of beauty, it just like tips you over. House of the Dragon. He's Sir
Right.
Sir A-hole.
Yes. Well, I do like him in that. But do I like him enough? I don't know. Hire me or fire me.
I think that's right. I think he hasn't made his mark particularly, but he would look picture perfect. Nicholas Galitzine, the people's He-Man.
James
What a
Bond.
pretty, pretty boy.
I love, he's so pretty. He's so funny. And he is incredible in dramatic work. I don't know if we've seen him really do action, so I guess that's a huge question mark for me to be elevating him this high, but I love him. I would honestly be thrilled to see him in this role.
Okay. I thought you were going to be, I thought I was going to end on a down rather than, he is my number one pick to play a Bond boy. Like, he's who I want to see our Bond seduce. I think he can do action because the only thing I've seen him do action in is stunt rehearsals for the He-Man movie. But he can move, and he's got muscle now. He's a big boy now. I think he'll slim back down for his gay prince roles, his bread and butter. So, yeah, I would love him to be a Bond boy. I'm going to say he's Fire Me or Fire Me for me. What do you think?
Well, let's meet in the middle then. The Other Fellow?
The Other Fellow it is. Speaking of people we love who are of ambiguous sexual interest.
Yeah.
I'm not saying my interest is ambiguous, I'm saying.
Right, no, the very clearly defined.
Strong and delightful queer vibes from these boys, not in an outing way, in an endorsing their magnetism and fluidity. Great
Love
things
it.
for an actor to have.
I unfortunately, however, think Andrew Garfield has had his six. He's been on our screens for 20 years. And one of the problems about all of the people in this tier is that they are too big. Like, their names are too well known everywhere.
Yeah.
And that actually takes away from the James Bond role. I'm sorry, Andrew Garfield. I love you, but it's not going to work out.
Now, does being known for a different iconic British pop culture role work against you? Ncuti Gatwa, the erstwhile Doctor Who, or most recent Doctor Who, would he be a good Bond?
I don't watch Doctor Who, so I would have a really hard time judging him based on anything other than the facts I know about them. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm happy leaving this in the hire me or fire me, but yeah, I could even go lower. Okay.
I think hire me or fire me. I don't know how good he would be at the job. I think he's incredibly talented, so he would probably be very good. But the Who connection, I think, does count against him, and that places him here. Okay, we have a couple here now, but interesting sort of surrounding lore. The first is Patrick Gibson, star of Dexter First Blood, who, if rumors are to be believed, is the latest actor to be cast as James Bond in the new video game.
You had me going there for a second because, Andrew, this is positively shocking.
I don't know. I think he's lovely. I think he's gorgeous. I think he is way more magnetic and sexy on screen than he is in photos. And he does look the part when if you've seen the trailer, which maybe you haven't, of the new Bond game, it's about Bond joining the service. So it's a young James Bond, and it seems very clearly to be face modeled on Patrick Gibson via the sort of Hoagie Carmichael illustration that we know as the sort of classic Bond. It's like a morphing of those ideas. But he has Gibson
I saw
sideways smile, and he has Bond's cheek scar.
I saw some screen grabs from the trailer, and I was a little put off, I'm going to be honest. I'm nervous about this game, and so I've built a wall up around it, and I've yet to watch the trailer. I probably will after we finish this recording. I'm sure he's great. I'm sure he's pretty, but I'm looking at those thin lips and I'm thinking I wouldn't be very good at my job at best.
Oh, Lord. I mean, he might be James Bond for all we know. This might be teasing out the room. So I'm going to say hire me or fire me.
Okay, it's getting crowded up there. Just saying. Yeah. Just saying.
I know. A bit of story around this one as well. Henry Golding was recently asked if he should play James Bond and said that he didn't think it should go to an Asian or a person of color. He thinks that Bond should be played by a white character and they should create new roles for people of color. I hear you, Henry. I get what you're saying. I don't want to contradict you. I think a person of any race can play Bond. I don't think that's an issue. And when you say, well, let's just create new characters, we can do both. We can walk and chew gum.
Yeah, we are creating new characters.
Icon. Yeah, all the time. You know, would love, if Henry Golding got his own spy franchise, I am there opening day, for sure. But if he could cast as Bond, I would be so happy because I think he's the new Roger Moore. Like, I think he's got the sort of, again, I say so many things that sound like that. So mean. But no, I think he would play a really good light Bond. I think he would be, I'm sure he can do dangerous. But he looks so sexy. He is great in action. He's a fantastic actor. He is so charming and seductive. He looks amazing in a tuxedo.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like James Bond to my eyes. He's a Bond James Bond for me.
He's a Bond James Bond for me as well. I think that there is room for people of color to be James Bond, and I think that he would be almost the perfect choice.
Yeah. Especially as we need someone that sort of stands in contrast to Daniel Craig. I think Henry Golding is it. And, people have talked down the possibility of getting roles, and then it turned out they got them anyway. So maybe it's all just a scam.
I mean, it could be a great publicity stunt. Yeah.
Yeah. Next on the list is Tom Hardy, star of Venom and Our Hearts, who he's my age.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, not going to happen. Presumed bisexual icon. Just going to put that out there. Not outing anyone, but we've all seen the MySpace page. Who's next?
Well, and he's made comments himself. Sam Heughan, star of Outlander.
Meh.
He has his fans. We're not among them. Don't dislike him. Just don't feel him.
Correct.
Tom Hiddleston, a.k.a. Loki.
I'm sorry. Also, you've had your six. I mean, I don't think a Marvel star is ever going to be a James Bond at this point. And that's a personal opinion, but he's just done too much. He's forever, I just can't see it happening.
Is he actually too old for the role?
He must be at this point. He's 44.
I would have put him in. I wouldn't be very good at my job, but he saved that indignity by being too old for the job. Not too old for the job, arguably too young for the job, but also a Marvel superstar, Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Love him to death again. Follow him into Hades. Isn't really James Bond.
I honestly think I wouldn't be very good at my job. And I love Tom Holland. He's so good at what he does. But, I mean, I watched that Uncharted movie and I hated it. So
I love the bit where he was doing pull-ups in his apartment.
Of course.
But you're right. He wouldn't. He's too sweet and soft. I can't see it. Nicholas Hoult, the new Lex Luthor, star of Renfield and Nosferatu and other movies that aren't about Dracula. One of the only Skins actors on this list of contenders. What do we think about Nick?
I mean, Nicholas, I've been in love with since Skins. But unfortunately, I think the time is quickly passing for him. I think he's my age. And I think he'd be very good at it.
He's 89, so born in 89. So
he's younger than me. Okay, then hire me or fire me, but I think he's really edging on You've Had Your Six.
Hey, you're really edging.
I am.
Damson Idris, who is the star of the current F1 movie. No, I've seen him in things. Can't think what things I've seen him in. But, I mean, he looks the part. And he is young, but he's right at the place where he is, I think, a very credible candidate. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen him in enough to have an opinion about what he'd be like in the film. So I'm happy to leave him at hire me or fire me. Another tier that is getting quite busy.
Yeah, wouldn't it be weird if they cast him and it was like Idris cast as Bond and everyone's like, Idris Elba finally cast as Bond? I think Idris Elba would be so upset.
Kind of would love that.
Oliver Jackson-Cohen, not a big superstar, best known for being in like the Mike Flanagan Haunted shows and the Invisible Man movie.
Absolutely in which he played an invisible man.
Invisible Man. Central casting, gorgeous. Has never quite broken through, but oh my God, I would love to see him in more things.
Yeah, me too, but I don't know if this is it. God, he wouldn't be terrible at it. I just don't see a world in which this happens. So hire me or fire me, but that's as far as I would go.
Hire me, fire me, or call me Oliver.
There we go.
He would be a very tall James Bond, as would Jacob Elordi, I believe.
Can we get another tier? Just call me for the people that we don't know, but we want to know more about.
Speaking of, I mean, this is someone you want to call you for sure. Theo James.
Yeah, this is someone I want to be the next James Bond. I think his star turn in The White Lotus was so captivating, and he was so smarmy and gross in that, but I think it like you could see how he could do anything. So yeah, I think he's beautiful. I think he's talented. I think he could be the next James Bond.
I think there's a very good chance he is one of the top 3 people in actual conversations right now. It just seems it would be wild if he wasn't, because he is so talented and he doesn't have he's probably affordable. It's like he doesn't have those big blockbusters to his name. He's not a household name, but he is absolutely perfect. Like, he is gorgeous. He is in the best goddamn shape. You've seen the Dolce & Gabbana ads. I mean... Oh
my God. Yeah,
and the way he filled the tuxedo, he is perfect. Cosmo Jarvis, star of Shogun, a very sexy man and a very unfortunate and unflattering picture of him. But, I love Cosmo Jarvis. I don't know if he's in conversation for this, and I feel like the roles he's good for do not favor this way. He's maybe
based entirely on this photo. I would say this would be positively shocking if he were chosen.
I'm going to move him up to I wouldn't be very good at my job, and again, it doesn't mean he can't act. He could certainly act. He just feels poorly cast. Daniel Kaluuya, star of Get Out.
Daniel Kaluuya, so good in that film. He is so good in everything that he touches. He's the other fellow for me. I can see a world in which it happens, and I'm really happy with that.
I think Lucien Laviscount from Emily in Paris, among other things. Like, he's best known for being one of the love interests in Emily in Paris, and for being just hot man with incredible abs. I don't know if you've seen anything that he's in.
Nope, I have not.
I would say he would be great. He's young. He's not particularly well known. I don't think people are particularly talking about him, so I'm going to put him in Hire Me or Fire Me. But if he were the announcement, I would be delighted. Okay. Jack Loudon, Slow Horses.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
For the role of Bond, though, Shane.
Yes. I mean,
Not
God,
just
what do I? What?
who would we like to have come over?
Look, he would be a rougher Bond. He'd be another gritty Bond, but I think he has a sly charm about him. I think he's really, again, he's super talented. He's a ginger beard. That would be a first for a Bond. A ginger Bond, bring it on, I say.
James Bond, because I would say the other fellow. I think Slow Horses actually counts against him a little bit.
Oh my God, I can't believe what I'm hearing. I would say Bond James Bond.
Right. I'm not going to fight you yet.
Don't you dare.
Richard Madden. Richard Madden, who would have been an absolute top tier choice until Citadel, made by Amazon, the spy show that couldn't, that no one is watching and no one is talking about. And
they've cancelled almost all of them.
Yeah, it's basically, I think the second season of the core show is coming out, and then they're just going to quietly bury the whole thing.
For
And
sure,
rightly
for
so.
sure.
It was such a disappointment. Such a disappointment. And Richard Madden didn't get to shine in it, and I think it counts against him in a big way. He would have been a Bond James Bond, but I think now he's maybe a hire me or fire me.
Honestly, I was going to say I wouldn't be very good at my job.
Because of Citadel.
Because of Citadel. Yeah, I'm sorry, but God,
No,
yeah, I loved
right.
him in
I
Game
think
of
you're right.
Thrones, but that other show just ruined his chances. It was so sad.
Stuart Martin, I don't know who this is. People have been talking about him. I suspect it's his publicist has been talking about him. He was in a show called Miss Scarlet and the Duke.
Not about the incredible Leslie Ann Warren character and some Duke.
No, he did play the Duke, I believe, in this. And then he dropped out of the show and they had to rename it to Miss Scarlet Investigates or something. I don't know. I think it might even be Canadian television. He is British, though. I think. Yeah.
Honestly,
We don't
Andrew, Positively Shocking is looking so lonely.
Sorry,
Thank
Stuart, you're just not famous enough. Paul Mescal
is famous
put him
enough.
In Positively Shocking, honestly. I think, he's very talented. I don't find him sexy, which I realize is going to cause absolute connections across the globe, because my opinion is rated so highly.
I mean, we're getting 1 stars all across the board now just because of your Paul Mescal hatred.
But again, like, there's a line between, is this person attractive or not? And do I find this person attractive to me or not? Those are completely different things.
Fair.
Like Paul Mescal, undeniably handsome, undeniably charismatic, undeniably sexy. It just doesn't connect with me. So that counts against him when I'm picking a Bond. Doesn't mean anything for the world at large. I would say maybe hire me or fire me is the safest place to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I could even go lower, but I think he'd do. But I think he would actually do great in the role. But I agree, he's not for me. Hire me or fire me seems fine.
Apologies to the Mescal girlies of all genders.
Absolutely. no discussion needed.
James Nelson-Joyce, again, one of the most obscure actors on this list. He's been in The City Is Ours, I think it was the name of the show. He was in an episode of Black Mirror. He's very up and coming. He's very sexy in that rough, mean way. He's Liverpudlian. We've never had a Liverpudlian James Bond. I think he might be, I think he's a name that we're all going to know in 3 years' time. I don't think it's going to be for playing Bond, but I wanted to throw his name out there.
Yeah.
James Norton. Have you seen James Norton in anything?
I want to say yes. His name is always floating around and attached to things that I've heard of.
Your mum has seen him, for sure. We can give her a call.
Okay. She'll love the shout out, by the way.
He's in British shows like Grantchester. He was in Happy Valley. But you must watch Happy Valley.
Yeah, yes, of course. Unfortunately, incredible. I don't know. This is a hire me or fire me situation. Wow.
I think that's right. I think he's been talked about in the role, but again, I don't know that it's I don't know how real that conversation is. Josh O'Connor, sweet little rat man, Josh O'Connor. Again, said with love. He's one of the Rat Boy Summer hotties. from his Challengers era. Love him. He feels like he has Q vibes to me.
I wouldn't be very good at my job if I said that I thought Josh O'Connor was anything other than the I wouldn't be very good at my job tier.
Rege-Jean Page. Page?
Well,
I never know.
I think I know where this is going to end up, no matter what I say, but I would probably agree with you.
James Bond is what we're thinking.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. He's fantastic.
He's gorgeous. He is suave. He hasn't landed the roles that he deserves, I think, post Bridgerton, which maybe is partly because he decided not to go back to Bridgerton, and that sort of annoyed people.
And also the Dungeons and Dragons movie, criminally underrated gem. Unfortunately, that has been his latest biggest thing.
Yeah. He's been in a surprising number of and I think by surprising number, I mean 2 spy movies as the office guy, the guy doing the politics in the office and not out in the field. He's in that Grey Man movie that Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans were in. That sounds like it should have been the biggest thing in the world and wasn't.
Fell flat. Yeah.
So, but if he were Bond, yeah, we would be dancing in the streets.
He's almost in the perfect spot to play Bond right now because he's so low profile.
Yeah. Dev Patel, the people's princess, beloved by everyone.
Yeah, so good, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's very, he's done action, he's done comedy, and he's actually the second person from Skins on this list.
Yes.
This is hire me or fire me, at most the other fellow for me. I would have to be really strong-armed into calling him the next James Bond.
Yeah, I don't think he is the next James Bond. I think, he is doing this incredible work right now, carving out a niche as, an action star / director. He had that, what was it called, Monkey Man?
Monkey Man.
Another movie coming out that I think is more spy. He's amazing. I think he is out there doing the creating his own character thing. And for that reason, why even bother being James Bond?
Yeah.
Hire me or fire me, with a strong emphasis on hire me, I think it'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, for
Robert
sure.
Pattinson.
You've had your 6, baby.
I was going to go positively shocking. He's Batman.
Oh.
He's already iconic, in other words. I'd say that. Aaron Pierre, Rebel Ridge. He's in the Lanterns TV show that's coming up. He's definitely having his moment. He is so beautiful. He has the most gorgeous eyes.
Yes.
I'd say the other fellow.
Okay. I'm not familiar with his work, so I'm going to defer to you on this one.
I think you should check out his work. Rebel Ridge is on Netflix. He's so good in it.
Okay.
Will Poulter, my husband. You know how I feel about Will Poulter. I think he is so beautiful. He's heart-stoppingly gorgeous. He's such a sweet person. He uses social media for charity and nothing else. I'm following him, post a selfie, Will. For God's sake, stop telling me about kitchens for poor people and post a selfie.
Oh my God.
He is the nicest person in the world, my God. And he's so talented, and he is another ginger. So, hey, you want your ginger Bond? I know he's not in anyone else's conversation, but he's so high in mine. Where do we land on this one, Shane?
Andrew, I don't want to break your heart. I love you too much as a friend. I don't see this for me. I love how much you love him. Think, I would say I wouldn't be very good at my job. You are going to bump him up 2 points because of that no matter what. So I'm going to say hire me or fire me. Seems appropriate.
I mean, he's not anyone's. I think he'd be amazing. He's not on the list. I don't think he's in contention. I think he should be. He's not. Joseph Quinn, best known as Eddie in Stranger Things and now playing Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four First Steps. Definitely a rising star, having his moment.
I mean, Loved his turn in Stranger Things. Looking forward to the Fantastic Four film, which I can't believe anyone is saying. I don't feel like I know enough about him to raise him above Hire Me or Fire Me, or below for that matter.
There's no reason for that not to be a heavy tier, you know?
Yeah.
It should be as busy as it is, honestly. Eddie Redmayne.
Positively shocking.
Positively shocking. Bond, James Bond. No. Sam Reed, the other gorgeous man from Interview with the Vampire, he is, I think, like around 40. You would not know it. And it's like, for a man that's from Australia, was therefore presumably a ginger from Australia, how does he still look young? How is he not just a leathery ball sack?
I mean, you didn't even have to say leathery ball sack for me to say this could be the other fella. You know?
Yeah,
I would love to see that. He's so good on that show. So good. So hot.
If you want someone to be dangerously sexy, he's maybe like the top seed choice. I shouldn't have said top and
Stop
seed.
saying seed. Yeah.
Andrew Scott.
He's already been in a Bond film.
He has already been in a Bond film. That doesn't preclude him from being in another Bond film.
No,
he was playing a villain.
I don't. Yeah, there's just no way.
Yeah,
there's just no way.
I would say it wouldn't be very good because I don't think he would be good as Bond. But are you saying positively shocking? Okay.
Honestly, I would say positively shocking, and not because of his ability, but I mean his character, like the characters that he plays. No, it's not for me. I don't want to see that man play James Bond.
Will Sharp. This is definitely someone who is not in the conversation, but is in the conversation in our hearts. Best known for White Lotus and Giri Haji, phenomenal in that show. He's also an incredibly talented, he's like the male Phoebe Waller-Bridge. He is an incredibly talented writer and actor and director. So this is actually kind of beneath him.
I was going to say that precludes him from being the next James Bond in the same way that it did for, who else did we have on this list who's also Dev Patel. He's like way too talented to take on just the role of James Bond.
Yeah, like he doesn't want to be tied to a franchise for 15 years. I just don't think it's going to happen.
But he would be so good. He would be so good. And he's so hot.
You say the other fellow?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Dan Stevens, Downton, and everything else.
The Beast in Beauty and the Beast.
To Luke Evans' Beauty.
Yes.
I mean, saw that movie, I'm just assuming.
Oh. It's a rough spot. You've had your 6, I think. I mean, he's probably just at his early 40s, but yeah.
He was definitely one of those guys who, if Daniel Craig had just gotten his movies done and left,
would have been perfect.
Would have been a great choice.
10 years ago would have been my number 1.
Harry Styles. Already got the Paul Mescal people coming after me, and these people
are
dangerous.
Vicious, Andrew.
But I think we can agree he's not right for it. Like, and again, I'll say this 100%. Over and over again. Jacob Elordi, Kingsley Ben-Adir, Cosmo Jarvis, Richard Madden, amazing actors. It is not a slight to them to say they're not right for this part. Harry Styles would not be very good at James Bond.
I watched that terrible film. What was it called? Don't Worry, Darling.
Don't Worry, Darling.
And I kind of loved it. It was campy, and I thought he was really good in it, but I couldn't see him doing this.
Yeah, he is a better actor than people, I think, who haven't watched his movies would assume. Like, people are going to dismiss him, and I want to see him come back as Star Fox in the Marvel movies, because I think that role, he is perfect for him. Like, he had a cameo in Eternals, which means that no one ever needs to go back to that reference, I guess. Like, it might never happen. But I'm like the world's number 1 fan of the character Star Fox, and I think he's an amazing Star Fox. I don't think he's an amazing James Bond. We will probably never get to find out. Okay, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, the current tabloid favourite for the role, the person who, before the big sell-off, was hotly tipped to have already got the role. We don't know how true that is. We will now maybe never know.
Yeah,
Is he
I don't
still?
think there's a world in which he actually gets a job if he was the previous person's pick. That is not how
Right.
businesses work. And on top of that, I mean, I thought he was great in a couple of things. I thought he was fine in a bunch of other things. And apparently, I haven't seen it, but Craven is god awful. So I don't know if I want to see him as the next James Bond at this point.
I mean, if you want to see a man in the best shape you've ever seen strutting around shirtless, Craven's a great watch. Aaron Taylor-Johnson, incredibly handsome, incredibly ripped. I don't think he has the presence to be James Bond, honestly. I don't think he'd be good.
Oh my god, I wouldn't be very good at my job.
I don't think.
All
Let me
right,
put another asterisk here. Anyone in that role, if they got the job, could surprise us. Like, that is not saying they couldn't, but they would be surprising us. That's the point.
They would be very surprising.
Okay, the third and I think final member of the cast of Skins on this list, Sean Teal, who I think was second generation, maybe?
Or
is
third.
currently, third, maybe third. Someone whose career I have followed for a long time because look at him. He is outrageously handsome. He's currently in Dr. Odyssey, which probably means he's not in contention for this job. Like, I don't know if that show's coming back for a second season, but I feel like he's made his home on network TV now, where he's going to do very well. Probably not in the conversation for James Bond, but he's so beautiful.
He's so beautiful. I think this is a hire me or fire me. He's in that great area where it would be a great choice, but probably not going to happen.
He is so, like, let my stomach stop grumbling. He is absolutely a book Bond type for me. And this is actually a still from when he played Ian Fleming, I think, in a TV series.
Ian Fleming Wishes.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. So maybe he's had his six?
I think so, yeah.
The people who are too old to play Bond are getting younger and younger all the time. Okay, Callum Turner, I don't know if you know his work at all. I think he was in that Dunkirk movie, but everyone was in that Dunkirk movie.
But he was one of the main Dunkirks.
I think so, yeah. He was Dunk. Yeah, I think he's talked about because he's the right age and that's a square jaw.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's got that look, but I don't know him enough to say yes or no. So hire me or fire me. Nope, he's in there. It's right beside Damson.
And then finally, Ricky Whittle, best known for American Gods, like a soap actor in the UK originally.
I mean, look at that picture. He looks like one.
He's a bit Love Island vibes. Literally today, looking on my Instagram, he was at because I follow him, of course, he was at some TV event, but the lights behind him were so bright that it looked like a Love Island promotional still. And I was like, why is Ricky Whittle on Love Island? But maybe that's why he couldn't be James Bond. Like, he is gorgeous. I would love to see him leading something like American Gods again, but probably not right for Bond.
Yeah, I'm going to say I wouldn't be very good at my job. He's so pretty. And all of these men, there is not a single person here who I wouldn't let do awful, terrible, unspeakable things to me.
Everyone here could have a role in a Bond movie for sure.
Yeah.
They're all like, there's several M's in here. There are several villains. There are some hench people in here. And hench person is not a compensatory prize in our view. Some of the best performers in all Bond movies are henchies. So, yeah, to be a hench person is the highest honor. But,
can you imagine a Cillian Murphy or Eddie Redmayne villain? That would be an awesome film.
I'm ready to boo Eddie Redmayne even now.
Yes.
Okay, so our James Bond picks right now are Jacob Anderson, Jonathan Bailey, John Boyega, Henry Golding, Theo James, Jack Lowden, and Rege-Jean Page. Yeah. Other fellows are Riz Ahmed, Thomas Doherty, Paapa Essiedu, Jacob Fortune-Lloyd, Will Sharp, Sam Reed, Nicholas Galitzine, Daniel Kaluuya, and Aaron Pierre. Do you want to move anyone? Not just from those routes, from the whole thing.
Let's see. I'm honestly pretty happy with where everyone has landed. Yeah, I honestly I don't think I need to make any moves. The only thing I might have to do is a counter move, depending on what you say.
You can't move someone because I moved them. That's against the
Okay.
rules. I'm putting Will Poulter up one. I'm sorry, I just think he's my husband, and I have to fight for him.
I mean, I'm not going to be a dick and move him right back down, I guess, even though nothing in my rule book says I can't do that.
Did I move him up 2 slots? No, I did not. Okay, so...
Thank God, because then I would hit leave meeting.
Who else have we got here? Yeah, there's nothing else that's jumping out at me as a must move. I mean, you were very mean to Patrick Gibson. Maybe you want to push him down?
Yeah, I forgot. I mean, yeah, seeing his
if
face
we move people
staring
up or
at me
down, you've had your 6 doesn't count. Like, we skip that. That's a different category.
You know what? I will move Patrick Gibson down to I wouldn't be very good at my job.
If he has been cast as Bond, we're in so much trouble.
I'm gonna look like such an asshole
as well.
Yeah.
I think
and honestly, Taron Egerton too. I'm just... Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Okay, that looks great to me.
We've used our moves, but if we have consensus on anyone else in Hire Me or Fire Me that we just think is wrong, maybe we can... No, it's fine.
It's fine, right? It's fine.
I wouldn't be very good at my job is a much rougher judgment than just...
Exactly.
All right. We've made some choices. People in the comments, please let us know what you think of our choices. If you're a Paul Mescal or Harry Styles fan, please don't send us death threats. We're very nice people.
Oh, please. I'm so sensitive.
So sensitive. Yeah, we need to remember to like and subscribe to this channel. And stay tuned for more tier lists and more movie reviews, not just Bond, with all kinds of manly movies. We will have a Bond women tier list coming up. And maybe we should do a casting for the next Felix Leiter tier.
Ooh, love that. I think that's a great idea.
There are technically like no limits on what that could be, so we would have to create some limits on what that could be.
Yeah, we could put some parameters on that. Like, maybe we cap out at 50 options next time.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you, Shane. This has been a treat, even though you were so mean to Will Poulter.
Thank you, Andrew, for putting up with my absolute hatred of your bestie.
But nonetheless, kiss, kiss, Shane.
Bang, bang, Andrew. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to this channel. You can follow Kiss Kiss Bang Bang on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd at KKBBpod, or email us at kisskissbangbangpod@gmail.com.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is recorded in Toronto on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples.